one to go, and a chili fish to go. Well done, chili fish.
Welcome back to Hold the Onions. This week we have noted attorney Mike Stefani brought the whole text message whistleblower case to the public eye. Sharon McPhail, the general counsel for the city of Detroit in the mayor's office. And Adolph Mongo, a political consultant, and Cyrano de Bergerac to the politically connected. Thanks for being here. Let's get to this. Okay, the mayor leaves office tomorrow. The mercurial Monica Conyers takes over the city council. We're going to pay $3 million for an 8-month mayor. It's said that half the city council could be indicted. Are we better off with Kilpatrick leaving, or would it be better if we just go back to the past and wish this whole thing never happened?
Well, wish the whole thing never happened is certainly true for probably most of us, except for the guy with the $8 million. But certainly there are some amazing public policy changes that have been made during this administration, and I think it is unfortunate that here we are. We could conceivably have 3 mayors in 15 months, and how's the work going to get done? I mean,
so the city's more of a mess, is what you're saying then?
Yeah, but I mean, and I don't think it's more of a mess because of this thing that happened with the mayor. I mean, there are some things about this thing that happened with the mayor that are dead wrong.
Mike?
You know, I personally think, and I think Adolph and I are probably the senior statesmen here, so to speak, and in my life experience, I think this is the brightest time for the city of Detroit. I think this is going to bring a regional concept here. I think there's going to be much better relations between the surrounding counties and the city, because I think it just opened a door, let in fresh air, some feelings among suburbanites that were contrary to your prior client, Mayor Young, are dying away. They're gone, and I really believe it's going to be a bright future. That's my opinion, and I've shared it with a lot of people, and they usually say, "Well, we hope you're right, Mike."
But those are the people voting for Obama.
Is he right?
But no, I got to have a little disagreement. While I think that Detroit will survive this, we're going to survive 2 major race riots, we're going to survive the Great Depression, we're going to survive the recession of the 80s, we're surviving the depression of 2008. But when you let Dracula in your house, that's what when you call for Dracula to come into your house, he bites everybody. The first person he bit was the mayor. The mayor's gone. But now we got him looming large over the city council, over the mayor, the interim mayor. And I've always been one of those voices who said that regional government is coming. I believe that. You know, Wayne County and Detroit is going to be married to each other.
Sharon, you said that the mayor, if he took a plea deal, is a bad idea. You said if he took the deal, he'd be going out like a punk. You did? Okay, you can answer. You're a lawyer. Did this guy get a good deal? If he was your client, did he get a good deal?
Well, you know, if he hadn't been the mayor of the city of Detroit, he probably could have gotten a better deal. But because he was the mayor and because he is a lawyer, prosecutors frequently make examples of this. The same as the IRS. Who do they prosecute? They don't prosecute Joe factory worker. They prosecute some doctor or something so they can get publicity. And Joe factory worker will say, hey, if they prosecuted Mayor Mariani, which goes back a long way.
Yeah, they did. You go this long and you fighting it. You bringing in all these attorneys, bringing everybody else. I thought he should fight.
So then he went out like a punk.
Well,
your words, not mine.
Well, not my words. I said he shouldn't go out like a punk.
Did he?
But, you know, he went out like he wanted to go out. I can't tell him.
You know, I think that when you're in it's hard to say, because when you're in a situation like this and you're up to the
you gotta look at your family. You gotta look at a whole lot of others.
Millions of dollars in legal fees, and a media that has for 5 years has tried to make people believe the mayor of the city of Detroit had something to do with killing a stripper. If you look at Mr. Stefani's billing records, he has wonderful billing records. Way back in 2003, right after this so-called party was found to not be a party, they linked him to the so-called killing of a stripper. And they, in every article they wrote, there'd be an article about mayor over here, bad guy mayor, then stripper dead right next to it. To plant in the minds of people that there's a relationship. Well, see, as a good trial lawyer, you know, once you get the jury believing the guy's a bad guy, they'll believe anything.
But he pleaded guilty. He did all this stuff, and he said so.
He was checkmated.
Yeah, but he said so.
He had no moves left.
No, he didn't.
He said, I lied. Did he not?
The plea relates to the Christine Beatty relationship. That's what it relates to.
He was
Really
checkmated.
clear.
One word answer, each of you. Put the period on this. What was this about? Was this about lying under oath? Was this about illegally firing a cop who was doing his job? Was this about sex? Was this about a dead stripper? Was this about a party? What was this about?
Lying.
It was about politics.
Politics.
Once the lies are told, and the mayor and Ms. Beatty, you know, have got a lot of chutzpah. They would much rather go down fighting. You know, they've got that street mentality.
There was a lot of
But they're
lying.
not street people, though.
Hello,
But
Charlie.
they've got that mentality
There was a lot of lying going
don't
on.
go down like a bitch,
wasn't
go
just
down
me.
fighting. And that's bullshit. You know, you're
There's a
too
lot
smart
of
to
lying
believe in
going
that.
on here.
You know damn well he got a pretty good deal out of it.
You said it was extortion.
Oh, I said it in the paper.
Yeah, she said possibly. No, you know. Did
Well, you
I
know,
didn't-
extortion is a legal term, and this is definitely not extortion in the legal sense. Now, on the street sense, they don't make those distinctions. You know, they overlook the legal distinction between threatening somebody unless you're rewarded versus a legitimate reason to expose information unless a case is settled. And from a legal standpoint, that's not extortion. To the average, what's the word now, Joe Sixpack? Or
Sure.
Jane Sixpack or Ursula Sixpack? Maybe they consider that extortion.
He had
Good point.
He had 4 aces, and they were playing deuces wild. Somebody gave him the deuce. That's the text messages, and he came back and said, "I got the deuce," and the deuce says da 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 da. Oh, he was in the catbird seat, and what was on those text messages scared the hell out of the mayor and everybody else.
Who do you think leaked those things? Those text messages?
Somebody in the mayor's office.
It had to be one of 2 people.
Yeah, somebody close to
mayor's
the
office
mayor.
didn't have it.
Who had them?
No.
The I-Tech people?
Well, I have.
Oh, him? Oh, I'm not talking about him, but who?
He had them. Who else?
But who originally sent out those text messages? I'm not talking to the attorney.
SkyTel had
because
them,
if I had them
and Judge County
and I was an
supported them.
attorney, I would use them.
But who
There's
else
no
had them?
question.
You had them, and who else had them? Judge?
Free press?
SkyTel stored the records, and we subpoenaed the records. They were supposed to send them to the judge. The judge thought he never received them, so
That's
we
not what SkyTel
re-subpoenaed him.
says.
Who gave them to the media?
That's anybody's. You know, the
Did you
media,
give them
they
to the
do
media?
some investigation.
Did you give them to the media?
I do, absolutely not. I'm not
Okay.
going to
Okay,
even answer that because it'll.
You did. You
It'll
just said
focus it.
absolutely not.
Yeah. Okay.
Christine Beatty. Is she getting the booty end of the stick on this thing? Because she's going to do more time than the mayor.
No, she isn't.
Is the prosecutor going overboard?
This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous.
You?
She should not be treated.
Well, the way I look at it, Christine has no alternative but to fight it. But that's me, and she has a competent attorney who giving her good advice. She wants to fight it. She doesn't want to go to jail. But I say if you're gonna treat everybody the same, there's folks that out there that got the Dearborn cop that stole the dope from the precinct house, got high, thought he OD'd, and Kim Worthy let him walk. I'm going to tell you the way selective prosecution, I have a problem with the prosecutor's office. I don't have a problem with the judicial system. And you can indict and prosecute a watermelon if you want to in this day and age. So Kim Worthy should back down a little bit and give some mercy to that woman who I had big disagreements with. Christine Beatty was never one of my favorite people. But in this case, you know, if she's going to plead guilty to 2 felonies, she was in law school, that's dead. You know, what is it served by her going to jail for 90 days or 120 days and leaving 2
Leaving her
small
kids.
babies?
Her kids.
She's divorced. Her husband has issues with her ex-husband.
She'll lose her kids.
She has been devastated. She has been destroyed. The magistrate over in 36th District Court mocked her, said, "Who would hire you with a 15
got away
year
with it.
felony?"
It's still there.
And questioned the paternity of her kids, and no one ever said anything. So she really done got shafted on this.
Overboard.
Yes.
Way overboard.
You know, Christine Beatty is, as part of this case, the part about the romantic relationship and any untruth she may have told in connection with that, she is clearly the victim. The only bigger victim is her husband. It's very, very heart-rendering to see and hear his reactions to what was going on between his good buddy, the mayor, and his wife. But she was the victim there.
She got my sympathy. You know what? I'm gonna write a letter to the judge. I know Judge Groner and ask for mercy. He can either give up probation or whatever.
He's already planning a comeback.
Who?
The mayor. He's even said so. And he's seen that Quiznos getting a sub the other day.
You can't get a
What?
sub? What?
No,
you
he's
can't
back
even
in,
get a sub.
he's getting back into public
Get a
life.
home?
I mean, back into private life, regular guy. But what kind of prospects does a guy have who's a convicted felon, doesn't have a car, doesn't have an address, and can't travel to Toledo?
I don't know that
But
he
this
doesn't
is
have
this
a
is
car.
America. Bill Clinton. Shit. Bill Clinton got $100 million right now. They're going on the circuit speaking. The mayor.
Will he
listen,
be back?
Yeah, I think the mayor 38 years old. The mayor's smart. I think the mayor be back. And him losing his law license, he never practiced law. I don't think he ever was gonna practice law. You know, so
That was over the top too.
But you know,
Way over the top.
I do think he's going to have to change his attitude, because the people I talked to have said that his farewell speech in front of the Manugian damaged him almost as much as the guilty plea. Because of the attitude he showed that he did nothing wrong.
Well, they wanted him to get on his knees and cry.
I mean, he accuses the people out there of trying to come
That wasn't
between
at the
him and his
Manugian.
wife.
You mean the one in the office, the farewell speech?
I don't know where.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know,
Did I
We
miss
came,
one?
like we came between him and his wife. I mean, he's leaving out a few details.
but it's all politics. And you know what? This whole case been politics.
Prediction time. Who will be the mayor 13 months from now? Take a shot. Go on.
The one with the most money and the best organization.
Give me a name. Who's that look like?
I don't know.
Okay. Just a wild guess.
It won't be Dave Bean. That's to all you business folks out there that thinking Christmas is coming early.
You know, I think it's Freeman Hendricks, because he's got an organization in place already, and he'll have a head start
I
against the
got
other
4 more
candidates.
tapes.
But you know, that's only my opinion, and I'm doing that logically, because I think he's got the organization. He's already run. He came close to beating the mayor.
No, he didn't.
If it wasn't for the Republican businessmen
And Mongo.
coming in at the last minute and bailing out the mayor
And
with $1.5
Mongo.
million in
No,
cash.
he didn't. If it wasn't for an ad run
Sharon.
by a lady that he had dragged up out of a school board
That's
meeting,
it,
that's
yeah.
what got him.
He did that, you know.
And no, she did that.
Oh, you did that? Oh, you guys did it. Oh, okay.
No,
Now, last question. Sharon, are you going to run for mayor?
Certainly something I'm thinking about. But I would not. I would run for the mayor's unexpired term, finish out his term, and then the guys can all fight it out after.
And if when you decide, you'll let us know? Your friends that hold the onions?
Certainly will.
All right, listen. Thanks for being here. It was fun. Nice to meet you. Well, that's all we have time for. Tune in next time, and promises to be good. For Detroit News, I'm Charlir LeDuff.
So is Feiger try to hire you for?
Well, Feiger, it's too late.
Oh, he didn't move in fast enough?